Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new series on this channel, starting as of today. For those of you that may have noticed, I have stopped making Vocalist Reacts because the YouTube algorithm does not like it. I had problems over the last month with the videos I was doing. Every video I put up either got copyright claimed or I got the threat of a copyright strike, and we don't like those. So, I decided to stop with those videos, and instead we are starting a new series today. We are now embarking on a new journey called 1 Minute Song Ideas, where I will sit here and I will write a song, and it has to be of maximum length, 1 minute. I will then post those videos of those 1 minute songs on both my YouTube Shorts and my TikTok account, which, if you're looking for it, I'll leave the handle for that in the description below. But anyway, without any further ado, let's take our ideas and let's make a 1 minute song. Roll the intro. Okay, here we go. Got a limited time. Gotta write a song that's 1 minute. Alrighty, welcome back from that little opening sequence. That is another one of the 1 minute songs. I will go into it at another point, but this series is about writing new things and not older things. So, I think today we're going to write a song revolving around guitar. I've got my guitar here in drop D. I'm thinking something kind of rock, kind of leaning into metal. We'll find out when we start writing. I've got my guitar. I've got my amp turned on. I think we should start with some drums, because that will help me write the guitar part. So, we're going to go in here. We're going to open up my favourite drum kit of choice, which is a free drum kit. I know that you can't see it because the screen share is just sharing the program, but I'm using MT Power Drum Kit 2. It's pretty much a Toontrack Easy Drummer clone. So, saying that, we should probably make a decision on the BPM first. What am I feeling BPM wise? I think we should go 140. 140 BPM. That changed my scene. In here, I need to change those hotkeys. God damn it, OBS. So I've changed my tempo in Reaper to 140 BPM. Now, let's audition some drums. I'm thinking closed hi-hats for the intro, or for this first section, shall I say. Go with this one, see how this sounds. Do a bit of mixing on the fly there, just to make it sound a bit better in the recording. Yeah, we'll go with that drum loop. That fill sounds nice. And we'll go with the other fill. Just making a nice quick drum loop. Yep, that's a nice ending. Okay, so now that I've constructed it, and like I said, this program works a lot like EZdrummer. So I've just used some preset grooves that they have in the program, and then I'm going to drag the MIDI out, and there it is. So we're already halfway there with the length of the song. We've already got 30 seconds-ish. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to look at... We'll get some crash in there for the second part, because I'm thinking we have a nice little main section, the A section if you will, and the B section I'm going to do a little solo. So I'm going to need some crash, maybe some decent drum hits. Let's go with this one, see how this sounds. I'm not feeling that one. This one sounds great. So get that, get a fill. Let's just build this drum groove. And there we go. We now have the outline of our song. We've already got everything written for the drums. So next, I need to now start figuring out what I'm going to write. Oop, there we go. There's my mic coming through here. Right, I'm now on my guitar. I'll mute that so it isn't blowing me off course. And then we'll start playing this and I'll try and write some riffs. Okay. I've got quite a decent idea, at least for the second half. So I'll just get my metronome set up for coming into recording. The first half I haven't got much of an idea, but what I'm going to do is, because I've got the second half thought out in my head, we're going to go with that part first. And we're going to, as with any track that requires guitars, we're going to double track it. So here we go. And there we go, we've got our first half of that recorded. So I'll get that going, pan that 100% to the right, that way. And we'll go in for it again, but I'm going to change my amp sound so it sounds a bit thicker. So, quick switch of the amp sound, get that set up, and we'll go for the record again. And there we go. We've got the latter end of the song written, which we said was the solo section, so we got it panned straight wide, 100% either side, so it sounds wide and it also sounds thick. So let's hear how that sounds so far. Sounding great so far, but we need to think of what this beginning section is going to be. So I've got to end up on the 3rd fret for going into that solo section. Let me just test something. So, I kind of reverse engineered the first riff, and I took it the other way around, so it ends on that 3rd fret, so it goes into the other section. I'm going to record the other guitar, and we'll see how it sounds, see if it works. Let's go. So, let's have a listen and see what it sounds like so far. And here comes the transition. This should work well. Simple, but it works. So, now that we've got the A section and the B section written, I said a hip hop hippie. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and write some lead lines over this, Then we're going to get the bass, write the bass, and then from there we're going to maybe try some vocals in the first A section. So let me just loop this section with a bit of a lead in. Don't need a bit of a lead in actually. So actually loop it right to the end. So let's go. I've kind of got a solo idea in my head, so I don't need to loop it any more than I do. I'm just gonna turn on my delay, because I always like my solos with a bit of delay on them, and then we're gonna hit the record button and roll with it. So let's go. I'm not 100% on what I did in that solo, so we'll just give it a listen through and see how we feel about it. Do you know what? I wasn't 100% sure while recording it, but after hearing it back, I'm sold. I actually like how it sounds. So let me just get this in position when Reaper will let me put it back where it needs to be. There we go. So that's the guitar recorded. So I'm now going to grab my bass and we'll get onto that. And because the last thing I did on my bass was in E standard, I need to drop the low E back down to a D so that we can record this. There we go. So, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to mute the lead guitar track so that I can concentrate on playing the bass. I'm going to run it back to the beginning because I know all the guitar part now, and I can play it all on the bass because I just play simple stuff. I'm not one of those that writes fancy bass lines. I'm not that talented. So let's give the bass a spin and then we'll think about whether it needs vocals. see, there I messed up. I forgot where I was in the song, so I now have to... But I've recorded all that main first A section, so I put the bass on its own track. So we're going to go again, hit the record button. And there we have it. We've got the full song recorded. Only, let's take it to the end, exactly 1 minute long. How's that for timing? So, I don't need my amp anymore. I can turn that off. I don't need my bass anymore. I can put that away. And now we can get down to looking at this song and wondering and figuring out, does it need vocals in this first section? So I don't need that armed anymore because we're not going to be recording any more guitars. What I will do is I will mix a little bit. That should be okay. And let's give it a listen through with the bass. Transition. How are we feeling about that? Because I personally could do with a little bit of vocals in that first section to kind of give it something different. So what I'm going to do, I'll set up my vocal tracks. I'll leave the mic on in OBS while I'm recording the vocal tracks. Or I might mute it. Because I have got a compressor set up in my OBS track, so I don't want to be blowing out everybody's ears and speakers. So what I may do while I'm recording my vocals is mute myself, get a couple of vocal lines done, and then we'll hear it back in a second. So I shall now mute myself. But I am going to turn the monitoring off because I don't need the monitoring to get it on time and everything. I'm just going to... So, I just wrote, off the top of my head, simple vocal line for this first section. It does need a bit of a mix into it, but we'll have a look and hear what it sounds like. And whether it needs some harmonies, some ad-libs, let's see what it's like. Won't you stay with me? I think it may need some extra harmonies added on top of that. So I'm going to get that done, and then we're going to come back and we're going to give it a listen. So I'm going to mute myself on here. Won't you stay with me? Won't you stay with me? No, I can't wait any longer. Won't you stay with me? No, I can't wait any longer. Won't you stay with me? So, that is the song written and pretty much there. I'm gonna disappear from your screens now, add some finishing touches, work some mixing magic, and then, straight after I click my fingers, you're gonna hear the final result. So, this song, I'm gonna call it Stay With Me. So, I'm going to give it a mix, I'm going to give it some magic, and now here, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, non-binary floofs, and everything in between, here is Stay With Me.